Africa is a continent rich with opportunity. And when business and communities come together, its astonishing potential begins to be felt. With the Millennium Development Goals steering these partnerships, Africa's future is being rewritten with innovation, foresight, and inclusivity. Crossing the length and breadth of the continent, our journalists uncover these stories and share them with the world. Join us now for remarkable stories of partnerships across Africa, building the future and changing lives. It's Africa's time.
In the early hours of the morning, the women of Addis Ababa usher in the day, rising long before the sun and lining the streets to sell candles for early morning prayers or the first injera for breakfast. In the sub-city of Lideta, Tiruwork Abebe is doing what she's done for years, managing a team of women who clean the city streets.
ስሰራ ከጆዳ ሆነ አያዋጣም አይጠቅምም ምን መሆን አለብኝ ለምን ቆሻሻ አልሰራም ብዬ ተነሳው ህብረተሰቡ ከኔ ጋር በጣም ተግባባ በቃ እና በጣም አግባብቼ ወደኔ ያመጣዋቸው
Good morning, Tiruwork.
Good morning.
How are you, ladies?
I'm fine.
So this is your work, yeah?
በጣም ቆንጆ ቆሻሻ ያወጣን እንለያለን ሁላችንም አንድ ላይ በመከፋፈል እንደዛ Yes.
Across the city in Kirikos, another single mother, Korach readies her children for school before starting her working day. Both Tiruwork and Korach are part of a global campaign to unlock the economic potential of women. The Coca-Cola company's 5x20 project, which will empower 5 million women across the world by 2020 through entrepreneurship training and illustrate what's possible when new skills and self-belief combine.
ከልጅነት እስከ ህይወቴ ሌሎቹ ራሳቸውን ችሎ ሲወጡ ከናቴ ጋር ሆኜ እየሰራኝ ዛሬ ደግሞ ልጆቼን እያሳደኩ ነው ያለሁት ለምን ያው ሳው ጉሊት እየነገደች እኔ አብሬት እየሸጥኩኝ ሌሎችም አብሮ እየሸጡ በቃ ራስን ቻል ነው ትምርቲን እስከ 8 እስከ 9 ሳልፍ የወር ደሞዝ ማለት ነው እና ፈተና ላይ ቁጭ ብዬ የወር ደሞዝ ያልከፈለ መማር ስለማይችል መፈተን ስለማይችል ነገ እንዳትመጪ ተባልኩ ምን መሆን ፈልጌ ነበር በተማሪ ብትይ ዶክተር ነው መሆን ነበር ሐሳቢ በማር ኖሮ ተምሬ ብጨርስ ዶክተር መሆን ወድ ነበር እኔ እህቴን የመጀመሪያ ታላቅ እህቴን ያጣሁት በኤችአይቪ ነው ኤችአይቪ በዛን ሰዓት ላይ በአሁን ሰዓት ላይ ነው ህይወት ትግልና እየታገልሽ እየሰራሽ ልጆችሽን ማስተማር ነው በቃ ዛሬ የተማረ ሰው ነው ቦታ ያለው ስለዚህ ነው ዛሬ ልጆቼ ላይ ነው የምሰራው በቃ
Korach's reality, along with women from all walks of life, is starting to shift as the project engages with local NGOs, government and the business sector. Working with small businesses from waste recycling to retailing, it empowers participants in their workplace and aims to reach over 25,000 women in Ethiopia by 2020. So, together with the stakeholder partners, this was an area that was identified.
Yeah.
Why?
People are located around here needs really support, needs upliftment and economic empowerment. This place, I've got plenty of opportunities and potentials from the women perspective because their dedication, they have got a commitment, they are so energetic, and the project is designed to empower petty traders basically, and government is giving the license to operate, giving a space to work with. We're doing the business skill, we're giving them some assets to start with. We give them coolers or ice boxes, umbrellas, openers, rack displays, some crates of products because they don't have any capital to start with. If they are given some small support, they could have made big change and improvement in their lives.
We've seen that, literally moving from being a person who's selling on the side of the street to having a store like Korach.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's getting, double income in a daily basis due to the engagement and the interventions of this project.
Ayob Culture founded an NGO that provides 5x20 business training to women like Korach. Partnering with Coca-Cola East Africa Bottling, they are rolling out the practical skills essential for lasting change.
We first did assessment on the women. They were doing their business, but they didn't know the strategies. So we brought them together. Each group has 20. Then they form an association where they can learn from each other, they can work together, they can borrow from, the association. So after we did this, we trained them on investment, we trained them on saving and, relationship, communication, and market networks and things like that.
ስልጣና ከገንዘብ ይበልጣል አላርለ ቁጠባ መቆጠብ ምን ማለት እንደሆነ ራስን መስሎ መኖር ጊዜ አጠቃቀማችን ምን ላይ እንደሆነ ጊዜ እያንዳንዱ ሰዓት ውድ እንደሆነች ስራ ላይ እየሰራሁኝ
When you empower a woman in a family, you empower the whole family. Because in our culture, women are very much important to change, to transform, and to make a difference in a family life. And we believe that when we empower the woman, we are empowering the family, the community, and the nation.
My name is Rose Mwebaza. I work for the UNDP Regional Office for Africa as the advisor on women's economic empowerment. I think this is a great time to talk about women's economic empowerment in Ethiopia, because what is interesting to watch is that as Ethiopia is developing, women are visible in this process. A lot of the women on the streets and on the pavements are trading out of necessity to provide for their families. So how do we get women who are naturally entrepreneurial to moving from doing business by necessity to becoming actual business women? And this you can provide through training and skills enhancement and networking and helping those women, to come together, because that is also very important for empowerment.
Tiruwork has grown her own business, and she and her team have joined an association that can now access the benefits of the project, which include training, as well as safety materials and a guaranteed relationship with recycling company Nampak. So it's been a whole morning of collecting.
አሁን እኛ ይሄን ሰብስበናል መኪና ይመጣል ከዚህ እናወርዳለን እንጭናለን ይሄዳል ሂሳብ ይሰራል ከዛ በኋላ ብር ይመጣል ሂሳብ ብር ዶላር ላይ ቆሻሻ መሰብሰብ ጀመርና ኃላፊ ሆኜ ተቀጠርኩኝ እሱ ጋር ማለት ነው እኔ ወደ ራሴ ዞርኩኝ እና ራሴ መስራት ጀመርኩ በመንግስት የግል ስራ አይቻልም በማህበር ካልተደራጁ ሲል የራሴን ሰራተኞች ከነ ወንድሞቻቸው ይዤ ገባሁኝ አንድ ላይ ተደራጀን ከዛኔ መስራት ቀጠልኩ አሁን እኔ ቆሻሻን በጣም ወደዋለሁ ቶሎ በሉ
የታደለ ዳማኮ ይባላልው የጽዳት አስተዳደር ኤጀንሲ ምክትል ስራ አስኪያጅ ነኝ ኢስት አፍሪካን ቦትሊንግ ካምፓኒ ጋር ሲንሰራ የነበረው በጋራ ከሚንሰራቸው ስራዎች እኛ በከተማ ደረጃ ወደ 604 ማህበራት አሉን ትሬኒንግ መስጠት ብቻ አይደለም ትሬኒንግ ከሰጡ በኋላ ለነዚህ ማህበራት ደግሞ ሴፍቲ ማቴሪያልስ አንዳንድ የእጅ ጓንት መነጽር ቱታ ጫማ እንደሚያሟሉ ይሄን የጽዳት ስራ መንግስት ብቻውን ሰርቷል ያሳካ የሚችሉ አይደለም ከተማው እየሰፋ ባለበት ሁኔታ ህብረተሰቡ በዚህ ስራ ላይ መሳተፍ አለበት
እምወደው ስራ ነው እማፈቅረው ስራ ነው ለኔም ጠቅሞኝ አሁን ከፍ ብያለሁ ብር አገኛለሁ አሁን ደግሞ ዝቅ ብዬ እኩል ተካፍዬ ማግኘት አለብኝ አዲስ አበባ የአፍሪካ መዲና ጽዱ አረንጓዴ ለሚቀጥለው አመት ስትመጡ ቆሻሻ አታዩም በቃ እንደዛ ነው የምንጠብቀው
እናቴ በጣም ጥሩ ሰውና ደግናት በህይወቷ ደግሞ ያው ከበፊት ካናኗራችን ተቀይረን ልጆቿ ተምረው ትምህርት ጨርሰው መንገድ በሚሰራበት ሰዓት ኮሚቴ በመሆን በማዋቀር ህብረተሰቡን አንድ ላይ በቅንጅት አድርጋ እንትን እያየቀሰቀሰች ይሄንን እና እናቴ በጣም ጠንካራ ናት እንደ ወንድ ነው የምትሰራው እንደ ሴት ሳይሆን
እንጂ ምን ነው ቤቴ ቁጭ ማለት አልወድም ልብስ ስፌት እሰፋለሁ እጅ ስራ እሰራለሁ ሸጣለሁ ጠቀማለሁ ማህበሬን አስተምራለሁ ማህበሬ ይሰራል ራሱ ማህበሩ ይሰራል ስለዚህ የፈጠራ ስራ የማህበሩ ጭምር ነው ኮካ ስልጠና ሰጥቶናል በጣም ሰፊ ስልጠና እና ያ ስልጠና ለኛ ደግሞ የበለጠ እንድንጠናከር የበለጠ እንድናውቅ ብዙ ነገሮችን እንድንረዳ አድርጎናል ቆሻሻ ሀብት ንብረት ነው በጣም ትልቅ ደረጃ መድረስ ይቻላል በቆሻሻ
I think one of the most important components of the concept of empowerment is the linkage to the concept of human dignity, that dignity that comes from being productive. And these women, once they've been able to produce anything, and they are able to market it or vend it, it improves their self-worth, it improves their sense of dignity, and not only them, but also their families.
ለመታደሉን ያልተጫውች ያደኩኝ ብዬ ማሰብበት ጊዜ የለኝም ስቲል እስካሁን እድሜ ድረስ ማለት ነው ቃታ መጫለሽ ትሸጫለሽ ትጠብቂያለሽ እኔ ትላንትና ከናቴ ጋር ሆኜ እዛ ጋር ጉሊትን በመነግድ ሰዓት ላይ ምሳችንን እንኳን ስንበላ እንዲፊታችንን አዙረን ነበር መንበላው ዛሬ አሁን ልጆቼ ከትምህርት ቤት ሲመጡ እዚህ ቤት አይደለም የሚመጡት እዛ ነው ሙሉ በቃ ማታ ነው የምገባው ሲመጡ እዛች ውስጥ ሆኖ ጥላ ላይ ቁጭ ብሎ መብላታቸው ለኔ ትልቅ ለውጥ ነው ነገር ደግሞ ከሰራውኝ ደግሞ ትልቅ ነገር ነው የምመኘው ስለዚህ ለኔ ተለውጫለሁ ነው ማለት ከትላንትና ህይወቴ ማለት ነው አሁን ችርቻሮ ነው የምሰራው ቀጣይ ደግሞ አከፋፋይ ሆነና በቃ ግቤን መታወት ማለት ነው እሷን ደግሞ አንድ ቀን ግብ መታለው ነው ማለት
The Coca-Cola 5x20 project is giving the women of Ethiopia the practical framework to improve their lives. Using new skills and latent strengths, they are shaping the future for themselves and their families and celebrating the fact that life will never be the same again.
እህትነጂ በራስሽ አምነሽ የታፈነው የታመቀው እንዲሰማ ድምጽሽ ይበቃልና ፍርሃትና እንባ ህልምሽን እውን አድርጊ አትቁረጪ ተስፋ You got the power You got the will
Zimbabwe has faced many challenges, and sustainable partnerships are crucial to its economic growth. Boleslav Stawicki from the Africa Enterprise Challenge Fund met with us in Bulawayo to lead us into this all-important story.
If you look around in the city of Bulawayo, it may seem as if the city is doing quite all right, but in fact Zimbabwe is one of the most impoverished places in the world. And we believe that making a difference here through our investments and through the implementation of inclusive business models, we can make a huge difference for the local communities.
One of the businesses AECF is partnering with is Sondolani Ranching, a company that's determined to draw as many Zimbabweans as possible back onto the land.
I'm Peter Cunningham, the CEO of Sondolani Ranching, and we're an agro-processing company doing value chains from inputs through to final product. I wanted to become a farmer from when I was quite young. Then my mother gave me 50 chicks for my birthday when I was 8 years old. So we grew those chicks and then sold them, bought 70, then sold those, bought 90, and then through our school years basically grew the business up to where we are now.
Maybe you can tell one of your greatest lessons that you've got at college.
I've learned that girls are young ladies. If you want to pick a chick, this is how you do it.
If you want to pick up chicks, this is how you do it.
My brother joined me in 1992, and we used to put aside a percentage of our profits to help small-scale farmers and to try and break poverty. My brother came and he was very excited, and he said, "Peter, I'm seeing a whole different view of Africa. These aren't poor people in a poor continent. These are rich people in a rich continent. We need to include them in our business and put them into our value chain." We're focusing on unlocking the agricultural potential of Africa at the moment with foundations in chickens and intensive vegetable production, which allows small-scale farmers to be able to produce effective volumes on small areas of land.
So Sondolani is a company which engages smallholder farmer community around Bulawayo in western Zimbabwe. Their objective was to add value to their operations by starting processing the crops they are getting from the smallholder farmers, which would not only be beneficial for the company but also for the smallholder farmer.
We would sell chicks and feed to the farmers and then buy back the birds just before slaughter. We also started to bring in tomatoes into the business. Tomatoes are a very intensive crop. They need very high attention to detail, which is exactly what our farmers were good at. We had, in our first years, some bumper crops, so we ended up with hundreds of tons of tomatoes that we couldn't do anything with. We saw the opportunity to partner together with ACF to provide a processing plant that could then give a floor price or guarantee to take the tomatoes off the market, which would give confidence for people to produce and to really move.
So the Africa Enterprise Challenge Fund is a development fund which invests in profit-making, small and medium-sized innovative enterprises across Sub-Sahara. Our investments typically consist of two different components. One of them is a non-repayable grant, subsidy you could say, and the second component is an interest-free loan.
AECF has co-funded the building of a tomato paste plant here within the company's existing chicken feed facility. It's the perfect supply destination for thousands of outgrowers whose businesses will expand alongside Peter's.
The plant is designed to do 150 tons a day of tomatoes. And as you can see, there's a sterilizer outside, there's the pumps, there's the vacuum chambers, there's the stainless steel tanks that will be a part of the process. It's been a really exciting journey both for us as a company, but also exciting for our farmers, because it's allowed us to go to them and say, guys, you can produce as much as you want and we can guarantee to take the product off you. You should have come out that way, brother. Eh? Bollock on the farm. In tomatoes, you get a very high yield from a very small area of land, which helps farmers who have got small plots.
The prices are stable, or do they fluctuate a lot?
The prices go up and down. Tremendously during the season, and that's one of the advantages of having a plant that can take out the bottom end of the market when it crashes there.
Excellent.
But there's more to the story, and we're travelling south with Peter to the famous Matobo Hills, where Sondolani has founded an agricultural college. It's developing a generation of young agri-entrepreneurs who will eventually supply to Peter and whomever else they choose.
As we remodeled our company onto an agro-processing value chain business, what we saw is that the greatest investment that we could make was in human capital, that we no longer needed to invest in land, we needed to invest in people. And as a result of that, we developed Ebenezer College.
And we are going to peg 2 fields. We want to peg 7.5 by 7.
Ebenezer is a vocational college. The apprentices do 4 hours a day of study and academic work, and then 8 hours a day of in-field work. Each apprentice has his own farm, sets up his own mini business, and we invest in that. So we put in the money, they put in the work, and they come out of there with a real vision of what Africa can be, of what their lives can be.
Who can come and show us how to peg a maize field? Princess. Peter is the heart of unlocking poverty in Zimbabwe and in Africa. So the one thing that I like about him, he always has new ideas. He also has got a heart in dealing with people individually. He can point the potential in you.
A wonderful couple that have come through Ebenezer is Honest and More Blessing Matabiri. Both of them were apprentices in our first years, and through that developed a real heart and passion for what they could be and how they could help other people.
I love my husband because he is loving me too. We work together to our garden, go and fetch water, go and fetch firewood to cook, and then we come back, cook together.
When I saw her, I feel happy, and that's why we fall in love in Ebenezer.
The couple's work is to engage with farmers in their community, to encourage them to move beyond subsistence and become suppliers.
I'm a field officer. I'm visiting them every day, checking how the chicken's doing. Are they sick? Are they coughing? Are they dying? Helping them with a technique thing like solar light and tubing feeders.
One of the farmers that Honest and Mobi are supporting is Elizabeth Mwali, who's a widow of in her 80s, who had 9 orphans in her village and really had no real way of sustaining things. And she's turned that around to where she's got one of the most profitable ventures and where she's growing and expanding her business.
I'm visiting Elizabeth each and every day of the week, looking after her chickens and then weighing her chickens, seeing how much grams do they gain. Yeah, if they are low, I can encourage them to feed them. I feel like it's good because it's putting light to the old ladies. They were not thinking about something that is going to help them.
Elizabeth's plan is to use profits from chickens to farm tomatoes for processing at Sondolani's Bulawayo plant, which AECF helped fund. It's all part of a greater plan for her children's future.
Yikho engikwenzayo kodwa mbona ingani kuyamphilisa labazukulu bami silokhu sizuza khonapha enkukhwini khona ilokhuzeni iprofit. Nxa zikhule kahle sibili ngiyazuza $1,000. So $1,000 yena leyana ngiyayehlukanisa ukuthi sithole isepa, bathole imbadalo yesikolo, sithole ukudla ungani kungcono ukuthi lathi imizimbi iqine nxa sisebenza.
Elizabeth is being supported by Honest and More Blessing to complement her chicken business with tomato farming and to earn even more.
When they do chicken, they use that manure for growing tomatoes and maize.
So people talk about a win-win. We talk about a win-win-win, which means that the farmers can win because they can have guaranteed markets, they can really move and unlock stuff. We win as a business because we're getting fast turnover of our cash and we're getting scalability and volume that we wouldn't have got otherwise. And the customers win because one of our ethos is that we must get the best value product to the final customer.
When business and the communities come together, I think the first word which comes to my mind is sustainability of that community and also sustainability of that business. And that's what development is about.
What I see on the ground and what is truly inspiring for me, and I think for many others, is that we see a mindset shift where thousands of smallholder farmers are now moving on from being subsistence farmers to actually business people with a business mindset. This is what AECF is about and what our investments are about, to invest in innovative companies that can bring innovations to the rural communities of Africa.
I really feel that it's the young people that need to be a backbone of Zimbabwe so that they can work with their hands and change things.
The most exciting thing has probably been to see the change in mineshifts. Yeah? A good example of this is the old farmer, Mr. Dube. And I went to his farm and he came up to me and he said, "Oh, thank you so much, you saved me." You know? And I explained to him, actually, I haven't saved you at all. You're part of an amazing value chain and you're helping me. My business only exists because of you. And to see the change in confidence and the sense that after that he was a new man who said, like, actually, I'm not somebody people are helping because I'm poor. I'm somebody with worth and I'm adding value. Seeing lives change, seeing communities change, seeing the production starting to move has to be one of the most exciting things that we can do and see in life.
Sister, you've been down too long. Come on and get up and let the world hear your song. Sister, you've cried too many tears. Come on and get up and let go of those nagging fears. Yeah, you've got the power if you've got the